Bueno, qué bueno video, ¿verdad? And to think about 70,000 students, that's a lot of kids going back to public schools and flooding the school systems. That's why we have to really be involved in school choice, and that's why LIBRE is involved, so that we can ensure that that school choice options are always there. And we need to stand up and stand together and give a collective voice for school choice. So with that being said, and talking about collective voices, I'm going to stand over here so I can look at you guys a little bit. We have some questions from the audience. And I do have to say that a lot of them are for Step Up. So I'm gonna try to ask these questions in a certain. It was the video, it was the good charm, but there was a lot of them for Step Up. But the first question that I want to ask, I think I'm gonna address this question to you, Lauren, and it's asked by actually the Potter's House Academy staff. These are questions that they receive a lot, and they wanted to see if they could get an answer with this. I figured that you could answer this question best. But the question is, what's the difference between charter and private schools? Okay,
so private schools are not publicly funded schools. They are privately funded, which is where the term private school comes from. Many religious and parochial schools are private. So if you want to attend a private school, typically you have to pay to send your student there. There are scholarships that the private schools will offer. They're not the same scholarships that we talked about here, but they don't get any money from the government. Charter schools are public schools, like I mentioned earlier. They get money from the government to run and operate. They are public schools, so they are bound by the same rules that public schools are bound by. All of the state policies, so they have to take the same tests. Their teachers have to be evaluated. Their teachers have to have credentials. They have to have, the same kind of building code and safety requirements. The difference with charter schools, like I said, and traditional public schools is charter schools can operate independently of the school district. So they don't have to adopt the same curriculum, they don't have to adopt the same schedule, they don't have to use the same hiring practices. And that's actually one of the best things is charter schools have the freedom to hire and fire teachers based on teacher performance, where in public schools they don't really have that ability.
Perfect, great answer. The second question is from Melissa Gonzalez. And the question is, if I have a special need child and he was on the McKay scholarship, can I change to Step Up? I guess that would be for you, Will.
Simple answer is yes, you can change to Step Up. The application for the personal learning savings, the scholarship account, actually just opened. So you can apply for the scholarship right now. You just can't be on both. That's just the main difference between the two scholarships. But yeah, you can switch over.
Okay, great. And the next question, I think it's probably a question that's on everybody's mind, and it is for Step Up as well, is how do you qualify for the Step Up for Students program? I know that you mentioned a little bit, but if you could reiterate.
So it's solely based on income. So if you are low income, so if your child qualifies for free reduced lunch, if you are on food stamps, that's a quick indicator of whether you can apply for the scholarship. So if you fulfill those two requirements, then you could apply. And it's first come, first serve. And that's as simple as that. That's how you can qualify for it. And then you could just apply online. And we look over your tax statements, we look over your pay stubs. And so we do a rigorous background check to making sure that you are low income. And once we do that and you pass, then we would award you the scholarship.
All right. The next Step Up question that's asked, that I think is a good one, probably one that I've heard a lot actually, is, and this is asked by Leslie, how do you differentiate between who gets 50% of the scholarship and 100% of the scholarship? Or is there a percentage? I think the question is, how much can someone qualify for? And
well, thank you, Leslie, for that question. No, really, thank you. It depends on what school you go to. So if your school, if it costs $8,000 to go to that school, our scholarship only covers up to $5,272. That's it. You have to make up the difference. And so depending on what school you go to, you can either set up a monthly payment plan Some schools, they have, like Catholic schools, they have scholarships that they can give their students, and so they will cover they'll cover the rest. But there's some schools who actually even go under the $5,272, and so whatever that might be, so let's say it's $5,000, then you would just get $5,000 to cover the cost.
Okay, great. And I'm going to save the last question for Jorge, so don't worry, we're not being left out here. I do have a question for Pastor Gary, and I think that you might be able to answer this well, and both of you might be able to answer this well. But this is by Carmen Martinez, and it's, is Step Up for Students a scholarship that is here to stay, or is it a short-term help? Would there be any assistance for kids with disabilities?
Well, the school choice started in 2001, has been growing since then. We are definitely working hard, and there's groups helping and working hard in legislation. The scholarship right now is being, the law, right, is being sued by by one of the unions, teachers union, and it's a case that is being seen at Leon County, correct? And the judge is looking into the situation, and there's a lawsuit right now against that. If it goes through, then we're talking about 70,000 kids being left out with this great help. Now, we feel good. I think this thing is not going to go, the plan is not going to go anywhere, but it's going to grow. So I don't know if Will wants to add something to that.
Yeah, there is a lawsuit out there. There were 3 lawsuits, but two out of the 3, one of them just got dismissed in December. Another one has been on the books for several years now, but it's not really going anywhere. And right now you have several organizations. You have the teachers unions, you have the Florida School Board Association, I think you have an atheist group, that's also part of it. You got the League of Women Voters. And so these folks and the NAACP have all come together to file a lawsuit that says, you know, we're taking away public funds from the school districts, which there have been like 7 different independent studies that have all shown that we do not take away money from the school districts. Actually, there's even studies that said that we actually help the public school districts, because by taking those children out, it's actually helping the schools, because if you have less concentration of poverty in an area, and if you pull those students into a private school where they can get the attention that they need, a lot of these students succeed. But for right now, I mean, it's still in the early stages. We do feel very comfortable with this lawsuit. We do feel like we're going to be victorious. Again, we've been operational for about 14 years now, and we don't anticipate this program going anywhere. So.
Very good. There's a second part of that question that was, would there be any assistance for kids with disabilities? I don't know, whoever wants to answer that question.
So the Step Up for Students scholarship is probably not the best option for students with disabilities, but there are other options. So the McKay Scholarship is one option, and there is not an income requirement, as far as I know, for the McKay Scholarship. It's just whether or not your student has an IEP, an individualized education plan. And then there is the Personalized Learning Scholarship, which is brand new this year. And that is just for a specific set of students, or students with a specific set of disabilities. So we can actually have a handout that has some more information, and it has the list of eligibility. And the difference between those two, a McKay Scholarship, you're sending your child to an actual school. So that could be a public school that is different from the one that you are zoned for, or it could be a private school. So you drop your student off, they're at school all day. The Personalized Learning Scholarship is more like you get to kind of create a learning environment for your student. And so that scholarship is really good, especially for parents who are homeschooling their child and need additional resources in order to meet all of their child's very specific needs.
Very good. Well, the last question I'll leave for Jorge Lima, and it is a LIBRE initiative question that I've heard around here as I've been talking to people. And the question is, what is the LIBRE initiative going to do nationally for school choice options, and where do we stand, but what are we going to be doing in the future as far as it's concerned with school choice?
Sure. The second part of that question is the easier one, right? What do we stand for? We stand for more choice. So a lot of what you heard here today were exactly what's available in Florida and exactly what is the room to grow. We support that room to grow. We want there to be more choice, more scholarship options, so that it's not dependent about if you qualify or don't qualify. We think that if there's a child who needs an education, that child should qualify for school choice. Every family, every child should have the ability to choose where they get their education. What is LIBRE doing specifically? We're trying to engage a Hispanic community. You know, we heard a little bit about the lawsuits that are going on against the Step Up for Student Scholarships. We've heard that there's some proposals now in the Florida legislature. I can tell you that the other side, the side that does not want to empower you, is very loud. They have an army, they know how to reach the right people, they know how to go through the court system. What we need to do is make sure that the people who are making these decisions are hearing from you, that they hear the testimonies that we just saw, that they see the videos that we saw here today, that they understand how important this is to every single student. And so that is what LIBRE is trying to do. Yes, nationally we promote school choice. We're very active with the National School Choice Week that happened in January, and we had events throughout the country. But specifically in Florida, we are organizing to make sure that the Florida legislature this year hears from you. That's what this petition that we have going around is about. We will deliver those to the Florida legislature, and we will let them know of your support for the things that are on there. For more school choice, like Lauren was saying, not just private, public, charter, but all of them. People should be able to choose if they want to go to the other district, if they want to go to the charter school, if they want to go to the private school. We think the scholarship should be expanded. You should have more access to those scholarships, more access to the online curriculum that the state offers. That is where we are, and that's what LIBRE is going to be trying to do, and with your support.
Very good. So we're going to go ahead and end this portion. We're going to have all of the panelists available for questions one-on-one afterwards. So please, I know that they are eager to answer your questions. We wanted to make everybody available so you could speak to them as well. I want to thank, first of all, the Potter's House Church and Potter's House Academy. Tony, thank you so much for allowing us to be here today, and to Pastor Rocky Alvarez and the whole team. You guys have been phenomenal all day long and throughout this whole process of coming here to the school. Thank you for opening your doors to us. I want to thank Step Up for Students and Hispanic HCREO for being here, and also Lauren from the Foundation for Florida's Future, and obviously Jorge Lima from the LIBRE Initiative for being here as well. And I also wanted to give a special thanks to the carnival director outside, who has donated some tickets to some of the people that are going to be here. So so that was very nice. I wanted to go ahead and mention that he has donated some of the tickets for you all to go in today. So that was a very nice gesture on his part. So we are going to go ahead and finish up here, but we are going to have a booth here all weekend long at this carnival, and we want you guys to come by to find out more information about who the LIBRE Initiative is and what we're doing. We have in our office right around the corner from here. It's right in the Royal Oak Shopping Plaza, right beyond the 408. We'd love to invite you guys to come and be a part. We function because of our volunteers and the strength of our volunteers, so we'd love for you to be a part. I am the North Florida Field Director, so we also have our staff here, Annie Ocasio, Juan Martinez in the back, and some of our volunteers, Guillermo Rosado, and we also have with us Olga Castaño as well. So if you want more information, thank you very much. But if you want more information about who LIBRE is and you want to find out more about us and what we do, ask our volunteers. Ask them how involved we are in the community, and we'd love for you to be a part of that. Before we go, I'd like to do one thing if we could. Just because I have you all here and I have you all gathered here, I'd like to take a group picture if we could do that. If everybody's up for that. We're going to put it on Facebook, we're going to put it on Twitter, we're going to put it everywhere for everybody to see, and we're going to just basically tell everybody that we are for school choice. We're going to tweet this all over the country, see where it goes, and see if we can trend a little bit, okay? So if I could have everybody that's willing come up, stand up right over here, we're going to take a picture, and then we're going to free our panelists to go ahead and speak with you one-on-one, okay?